Why would you? But I mean, a lot of people marry because we got scripture that says it's better to marry than to burn,
Yep.
right? And then you also got the reality is that people don't know how long it's going to be before they get somebody else, and they take a chance on something that might not make the best sense long term, but they're hoping that whatever they did agree to, that it won't be the worst case scenario. So it's like, people be taking risks, and the risks be paying off sometimes, and sometimes it don't.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I found real interesting? Like, all right, so I know a lot of especially in the black community, Christianity is the base for the way we think about things.
Mm-hmm.
So like Ephesians 25, it say, husbands, love your wives as Christ loved the church and gave himself up for her. When we make the comparison that we are willing to lay our life down, that is directly correlated to that statement. And that would mean he loved us so much that he gave himself up for us. Or like, so I don't see how because yesterday we was talking about this. I don't know why I didn't bring it up, but how could anybody argue against that statement though?
I mean, listen, this is why the conversation that we had last week, why I was bringing it up the way that I was bringing it up, because like whether you're Muslim, whether you're Buddhist, whether you're Christian, like marriage in essence doesn't have much backing devoid of religious significance. Like you can't define it, you can't ground it. There's not much to it if it isn't grounded in something that's bigger than you. Like it just doesn't work. So even as you're bringing up Ephesians 5, many times in these streets or the internet you hear about how the woman needs to be submissive, right? They need to submit to their husband. But in that same chapter it says, husbands, submit to your own wives, right? So there's a lot of things in scripture that people, if we were to follow those, some people that are in successful relationships would be like, nah, that's not how that works, right? Because in reality, what God considers as what a man and a woman should do for marriage is different sometimes than people feel like from their experience or the reality of their relationships.
I think it said for the husband to submit. Tell me what we're not gonna go to it. But
It's in the same chapter, Ephesians 5. It's literally in the exact same chapter. Pull it up. Pull up in
okay.
Ephesians 5, and it talks about husbands submit to your wife. And it also talks about the women submitting to their own husbands. I'm telling you, it's in there. And as you read that other part of the scripture where it says that the man is basically the sacrifice, right? It gives the order of hierarchy in the relationship as well. You know what I'm saying? So there's so much in scriptures, in religious studies that dictates how people should operate in your relationship with the opposite sex.
I agree with that. I think across so what do you know the offhand the comparison in the Quran?
Oh, real
That
fast. He's talking about 21. It's chapter 5, 21 to 33. It says, yeah, I put it in there. Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
because
Quran.
yeah, the reason I was asking because I mean I think they all give a understanding. I'm trying to see is it similar across the board?
That's not accurate, HD.
It says submit to one another.
Read, reading through the,
It's verse
re-
21.
I know, and reading through Ephesians 5, according to the King James Version, wives, submit yourselves to your husbands as you do the Lord. In 23, submit to one another out of reverence for Christ is verse 21. Husbands, love your wives just as Christ loved the church and he gave himself up for her. It's actually not even suggesting that men submit to their wives. More or less, men submit to Christ.
So it does
So
say submit
if
to
we're gonna be
one
clear on
another.
this,
It says submit to one another. When I hear that, I do think that one another, meaning me, you, me.
I
If,
see how.
if
Okay, I see how you read, but
That's exactly how that
And
means.
we just read the Bible the way it's
No,
written.
I mean,
Blasphemy.
Oh, now they get this.
No blasphemy.
Oh my god.
okay.
I'm in the
This
Quran.
ain't Bible study, so I'm
Quran
gonna
it.
stay away from it.
Let's
But
Quran
okay.
it. Quran it.
I'm looking for it now. Do you have it
so-
offhand? You know,
Sorry.
you have it offhand.
No, I don't have it offhand, but they do talk about how the men are given responsibility over their wives. And so because of that, they have a duty to protect and provide. And that's laid out very clearly. So the hierarchy is God, husband, wife, children. To the point where like marriage itself is considered like half of the religion. So half of the religion is spent talking about the dynamics in which you navigate marriage and how that's supposed to be structured and how to pick a partner and all of that stuff. But it is God, husband, wife, children.
The woman should not deny her husband sexual pleasure for no genuine reason. She should not disobey him in any way except that which runs against the will of Allah. She should protect herself from any illicit act as well as protect her husband's property and home.
For sure. Let me just say this. This is the issue I have, right? So what people will try to do is we know that you're Muslim, Enos, and we know that you're Muslim, Marcus, and you don't deny that you are all in, right? It's the people who find the good in both, and they'll try to take this from this one and take this from this one just to fit their. They don't want to just follow one. They're like, okay, I like what this is saying, so let me say, yep, that's what the Quran say. Okay, no, that's what the Bible say. So whatever fits them. So that's where the problem comes. But one thing about the Quran, one thing about Muslim, it's very strict. It says what it is, and you stick to it, right? It ain't no wishy-washy. You are, if you're Muslim, this is what we got going on. You follow it, or you can go somewhere else, right? And it clearly says your husband. It don't say your boyfriend, your situationship, your homeboy, your friends with your benefits. It don't say the homeboy down the street. It says your husband. Not your future husband who's thinking about you right now. He not quite sure if you the one yet. He need 5 more years to decide that. Not that guy. Your husband.
I mean, it does talk about concubines, but whatever.
What does it say about what does it say about that?
I don't have all the scholarly information in front of me. I'll get back to you on that.